Words are powerful. They are not just sounds, but carriers of energy, intention, and emotion. In Buddhism, speech is deeply connected to our karma. The idea that everything we do, say, and think creates a ripple effect that comes back to us. Our words are a reflection of our inner thoughts and feelings, and they have the power to heal or harm, build or break, bring peace or cause suffering. What we say to others influences the world around us and ultimately shapes the life we lead. Today, we'll explore 10 things you should never say if you want to maintain positive karma and live a life of peace, harmony, and compassion. Let's begin. Number 1. Hurtful words. The first thing to avoid is speaking hurtful words. We've all had moments where we've said something in the heat of the moment, words that were sharp and aimed to hurt. But these words can leave lasting scars that may never fully heal. The Buddha taught that speech should be gentle and filled with compassion. Words, once spoken, can't be taken back, and they often have far-reaching consequences, even if the other person seems to forgive us. When you speak, ask yourself, will my words bring peace? Will they help heal? If not, then it's better to remain silent. The practice of mindfulness helps us recognize when our words are laced with anger or frustration, giving us the space to choose kindness instead. By practicing right speech, we can create environments where peace and healing can flourish. The power of silence is profound, and at times it may be the kindest action we can take. Number 2. Gossip and slander. The second thing to avoid is gossip and slander. Often we find ourselves talking about others, either to bond with friends or simply because we are curious about someone's life. But gossiping about others, especially behind their backs, destroys trust, creates division, and spreads negativity. The Buddha spoke against this type of speech, urging us to speak words that bring unity and understanding, rather than discord. Instead of talking about others, focus on fostering goodwill and kindness. Instead of gossip, try speaking about people's virtues, their goodness, and the positive impact they have on the world. This shifts the energy in the conversation and brings peace rather than division. When we speak highly of others, we uplift them, and in return, we foster an environment of respect and compassion. Consider how much better our relationships could be if we spent more time supporting one another instead of tearing each other down. Number 3. Lies. The third thing to avoid is lying. Whether it's a small white lie or a larger deception, lying always comes with a karmic price. When we lie, we distort reality, not only for the person we are lying to, but for ourselves as well. Lies create confusion and a lack of trust, both in our relationships and within ourselves. The Buddha emphasized the importance of truthfulness, not just in words, but in our thoughts and actions. Truth is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Speaking the truth, even when it's difficult, strengthens our integrity and brings clarity to the world around us. In fact, telling the truth is one of the most powerful ways to create positive karma. When we honor the truth, we honor ourselves and others. Let's pause and reflect. How do we feel when someone lies to us? How much more peace do we feel when truth is spoken? The fourth is constant complaining. Complaining keeps our focus on what's wrong with our lives, our jobs, our relationships. It makes us feel stuck in a cycle of negativity. When we constantly complain, we invite more dissatisfaction into our lives. Instead, Buddhism teaches us the practice of gratitude. In the face of hardship, find something to be grateful for. Even in challenging times, there's always something good, something beautiful that we can focus on. When you change your perspective and your words to reflect gratitude, you begin to attract more positivity into your life. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. The more we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, the more joy and abundance we invite into our lives. Try this simple exercise. Every morning, list 3 things you are grateful for. This small practice can shift your entire mindset. Number 5. Words of anger or impulse. The 5th is speaking out of anger or impulse. Anger can cloud our judgment and make us say things we later regret. When we speak in the heat of the moment, we are often not thinking clearly, and our words can hurt others in ways we never intended. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, which encourages us to pause and reflect before speaking. When you feel anger rising, take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself. Ask, what is the true purpose of my words? Are they coming from a place of compassion or from a place of reaction? By choosing to respond with calmness and clarity, you protect both your karma and the relationships you cherish. Remember that anger is like fire. It can spread quickly and destroy everything in its path. But with mindfulness, we can contain it and turn it into the warmth of compassion. Number 6. Boastful words. The 6th thing to avoid is boastful speech. It's natural to want to share our achievements and successes, but when we boast, we feed our ego. We create an invisible wall between ourselves and others, making them feel inferior or envious. The Buddha taught that humility is a virtue. True confidence does not rely on seeking admiration from others. Instead of boasting, let your actions speak for themselves. A truly confident person doesn't need to constantly highlight their accomplishments. They demonstrate their value through their deeds. Focus on elevating others rather than inflating your own sense of self-worth. Ask yourself, when I speak about my successes, am I lifting others up, or am I making them feel lesser in comparison? True greatness is shown through kindness, not words of superiority. Number 7. Words of criticism without compassion. The 7th is harsh criticism. Constructive criticism, when given with empathy and care, can be helpful, but criticism that lacks compassion only deepens wounds. The Buddha believed in offering words that nurture growth, not damage. Criticism should always be aimed at helping the other person, not tearing them down. Before offering criticism, pause and ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love? If your intention is to uplift and guide the other person, your words will have the power to help them improve. If, however, your words are intended to belittle or hurt, it's better to remain silent. True criticism is never about pointing out flaws for the sake of being right. It's about offering support, empathy, and guidance. Number 8. Words that demean yourself. The 8th thing to avoid is speaking negatively about yourself. How often do we say, I'm not good enough, or I always fail? These self-deprecating statements reinforce feelings of inadequacy and keep us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. Buddhism teaches us to practice self-compassion. Just as you would not speak harshly to a friend, don't speak harshly to yourself. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations of your worth and potential. Speak to yourself with kindness and understanding. When you cultivate self-love, you naturally radiate positivity and attract good karma. Take a moment now. What is one kind thing you can say to yourself today? You are worthy of your own love and respect. Number 9. Words of blame. The 9th thing to avoid is blaming others for your struggles. Blame is a trap. It gives away your power, keeping you stuck in victimhood. The Buddha taught us the importance of taking responsibility for our actions. Instead of blaming others, Ask yourself, what role did I play in this situation? How can I learn and grow from this experience? Taking responsibility empowers us to make better choices in the future. It also fosters healing and reconciliation in relationships rather than perpetuating conflict. In moments of challenge, instead of looking outward for someone to blame, ask, how can I take charge of this situation and move forward with wisdom and compassion? This mindset creates space for growth, not resentment. Number 10. Empty promises. Finally, avoid making promises you cannot keep. Empty promises erode trust and create disappointment. In Buddhism, integrity is key. When you make a promise, ensure you have the ability and intention to fulfill it. A promise is a sacred bond between you and another person. When broken, it can harm both parties involved. If you cannot fulfill a promise, it's better to express that honestly rather than making an unrealistic commitment. Integrity in your words builds trust and strengthens the foundation of your relationships. Reflect. What does integrity mean to you? When you keep your promises, you create a solid foundation of trust, and that trust is one of the greatest gifts you can offer to those around you. Our words shape our karma and our lives. By avoiding these 10 forms of harmful speech, we align ourselves with the principles of right speech and create a life filled with peace, integrity, and compassion. Today, I encourage you to reflect on your words. Speak with kindness, truth, and purpose. As the Buddha said, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Thank you for watching, and may your journey be filled with wisdom, compassion, and joy.